We're going to have a visit from Fairies today. That's right. Now it's called Midnight Fairies.
It's from Hunkydory, and it's just full of that bright, shiny, Mirri finish, the whole kit.
Very, very pretty. And wait to see what the design team has done.
Come play with us.
Well, here is the collection, and this is a nice, sturdy collection.
It
as
is.
Hunkydories are.
And it's beautiful artwork. I love this Midnight Fairies look. So you're going to see a lot of stars and sparkles and moons.
And fairies. So
Right.
you can see the idea sheet has a front and a back.
Lots and lots of ideas. You might even see some of those on some of the cards that you see because it's so useful.
And there are 108.
beautiful.
Yeah, and so that's the Mirri look. It's very, very shiny. It's almost a mirror look.
Right.
And you can see, of course, they're die cut as they're kind of popping out
Some
here.
really unique images. I love the shapes. You're getting some really unique shapes, those long rectangles, these real ornate shapes, always lots of frames.
And the borders are still attached at the end. That way you just trim them off and that works nicely. A little bit lighter weight paper than I think Hunkydory has had before, but that's the nature of the Mirri finish itself.
Okay. All
yeah.
right. Nice.
So,
it's so beautiful. I love that
gorgeous?
midnight look with the
Pretty.
moon. Yeah, just gorgeous. And of course the Mirri is going to extend all the way throughout this kit.
Even into the
Printed adorable
okay.
scoreable. So you're not getting, now see what you're not seeing is that extra gold foil or silver foil, but the thing is the whole thing is this shiny Mirri finish, so that's the difference.
And as always, there's going to be borders, there's going to be the artwork that is certainly corresponds to the die-cut sheets
so
that
you
I
can
just
use
showed
this
you.
in pieces, you can use the entire thing for like an S-fold card, and just those images alone are just so
really
beautiful.
Nice. So
with
there
having
are
18 sheets
okay.
of printed shiny Mirri cardstock.
Yeah. And for those of us who like bright, shiny things, this works very
Yeah.
nice. Okay, almost done.
Love it, all the borders. I love that they have them on the tops, on the sides, so lots of different uses for those.
So
We're going
now,
to move these out of the way.
quickly into what can you do? Well,
Ta-da.
how about this? As you know, very often there are nested frames. This happens to be an oval shape.
Right.
And this was left flat with the center one foam taped up.
It was, but there's also kind of a little bit of a unique thing here. You notice that big gap here, which you can certainly remove some of the frames to make a little gap between the die cut. But
right here, that's the background.
Right, but with this one, if we put these side by side, this is the look that came on the die cut sheet.
Okay.
Lene removed that large centerpiece and she chose one of the smaller die cuts to place in the center. So you can certainly do that and then use one of the larger ones on another card.
Or
That
on
makes,
the inside.
Right, or on the inside. So that makes a nice big gap, and I liked that look.
And again, this is taking the Mirri sheets, which are 8 1/4 by 11 5/8, and just trimming it down and putting it onto the cardstock and or the blank card. So you've got
Now with the size of that adorable scoreable here, I'm gonna see if I can find. I don't know if I can find that one in particular, but you see how if you use the part that has that border on the bottom, you're not going to get it up at the top. So Lene cut that border piece off of the other end and placed it at the top of this card, so I can feel a little ridge there.
Right.
So there's the border at the top and the bottom.
Very nice, and this is all very smooth and shiny, very pretty. Little ribbon finishes it, so boy, that's simple.
Yeah, it doesn't take much because the shine is already there for you.
Right, and here is another, so same idea, taking that Mirri sheet, trimming it to fit on the front of the card. In this case, one of the rectangles and two more
Two
going
of the
down.
tags, and that's a cute look. I like that going off the edge. But also, this is one of the die-cut border pieces, and it says "To Someone Special." It goes all the way across.
And you can see with love and best wishes right there, and then a tall, thin one.
Right.
Very, very pretty. Added some of the silver border dazzles just to go with the silver finish.
It
now,
just sort of finishes that off.
yeah. So because it's all printed on the Mirri, you're getting different colors. You can see the silver part here. We had silver with our first card.
You know, and each one of those has actually got just a little bit of a hue. So this looks sort of platinum silver, maybe even a little green tint to it.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that they go with the all kinds of jewel border dazzles, the silver, the gold. They go with them just perfectly.
Okay, here is another one, and this is a little bit of the same idea where the paper happens to have a border, but taking one of the die cut borders also.
Placing it along the top, and then just, like I said, removing the border that is in between these two pieces, the frame.
That frame.
And save that frame. You can use that on a scrapbook page to frame a photo. I think it's perfect for that.
A gift for you. Now, I think all of the fairies are like this. They are a silhouette. And so that's very pretty. I love the colors. Absolutely love the colors.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, this is gorgeous. Now this is an 8x8 card,
it is.
So much larger.
One of the 8x8 cards, and we actually trimmed the front of it, so you can see that it started out this huge card like this, and we sell these on Paper Wishes.
Right.
And then we cut off just a section of this side so that gets a nice look. And let me just show you real quickly. For the inside of the card, I used this piece, so I cut off this section to be on the inside, and actually cut it a little bit smaller so you can get that nice white border. And for the other one, for the front of the card, it was this piece. Now normally you're going to see this like this, and I just wanted to show you the area that I cut. I cut this section here, you turn it on its side, and now you've got a nice edge for the front.
So you can mix those sheets.
Right, so that's how that was done, and then it just comes to this piece, and you can go ahead and just foam tape it on that left side. I chose to remove that frame and then back it on another cardstock, but you know, you could leave that frame and just foam tape it like that. That would have worked perfectly as well.
And something I'm noticing as you're having all of those is this is the same flower. So this flower is in the frame as in this other sheet, so that's nice.
So for almost every sheet of die cuts you get like this, for almost every topper sheet, you should be able to find two adorable scoreable that are going to match it in some way. So
very nice. And then again, adding some of the border dazzles, which just seems to work nicely. This is another of the little Dare to Dream, it says. And boy, I love the glitter ribbon, the velvet glitter ribbon, yes. And then on the inside, oh, fun.
Yeah.
Just wish upon a star, very sweet.
Add a little tag, a little bit more ribbon.
Very nice.
Isn't it
really,
fun?
really pretty.
You know, I want to mention that we had a comment that, you know, how do you write on the inside of these cards when they're kind of glossy, and I wanted to address that. So for one, you can use a permanent marker to mark on there if you like, but you can also cut out a piece of white cardstock, and you can just, you know, maybe frame it on the adorable scoreable, mat it on there, and then just place it on the inside here so you have somewhere to write.
So you could stamp, or you can computer journal,
sure,
or you
all
could
of that.
write.
If you want to write a sentiment, you know, write it on something else.
I'm glad you thought of that. That's nice. Okay, now here we have another. I love it when elements peek over the edge of the card. This one has another surprise in that it is an easel card. So it just pops up like so.
Isn't that beautiful?
Really pretty.
Now I started with black cardstock for that card, and here I have it here. So I went ahead and created a 5" by 6.5" card, and then I scored it along that front panel to give me that easel card. But I really wanted it to go all the way across. I wanted that look to continue, and then I want it to fold back. So I took some of the cardstock here and I matted it on silver linen paper, but so that it will have this really clean line right in the center, I cut it in half, and so that's really simple to do. I've got my mat, I've got my metal edged ruler and my retractable penknife, and I've already marked it at the halfway point. And I find because it's 2 layers of cardstock, I might have to go through that a few times until it's released, and there we go. I'm going to close that up. That's what I love about those. And now I can glue that to both panels of my card front, and they will match perfectly And then when I do the easel card, you can see that they split apart.
In fact, I didn't even see that. When I picked this card up, I wasn't aware that that split was there. It is so seamless.
If I didn't split it, if I put that thickness, you know, 2 layers of cardstock on top of a cardstock card and then tried to bend it really would not work out well. It wouldn't fold very much, so I really wanted that cut line.
So this is especially for you, is what it's saying right there. So by cutting that, and then on the inside, you have placed the whole piece that has also been matted on the silver linen. And then on your special day has been foam taped up, of course, to hold the easel card. Really pretty.
Isn't that beautiful?
And just to give you a closer look at that silver linen, this is what it looks like. It comes in 12 by 12, and then we also have a special of some 8.5 by 11 ones.
And it really is a texture. Is this something you can feel? We used to have silver linen that was smooth, and it didn't have that texture. It just looked like it. Now it really has it.
It does. So there is our easel. Now, scrapbookers, you might be thinking this isn't for you, but let me show you something that may change your mind.
Oh, it's so easy to use Hunkydory for scrapbooking.
That is so dramatic and so nice. So now you did this one, so why don't you talk about it? Because that is
that's the adorable. That is the adorable scoreable. Okay, it's from here to here, and it goes all the way across, and it's got that print. In fact, I can show you the piece. So it started out like this. And I actually cut off about 1/4 inch or so, or maybe even 1/2 inch, because I've used craft cardstock and black cardstock as my background. And then I just went to the edges of the craft cardstock. So beautiful background, added some jewel border dazzles to really make the impact there, and then started using those frames. So on this one, if we get in close, the frame comes from here, you can see from this edge to this edge. That's 2 frames that are together in a die cut. I backed it with that photo, and then I matted it on just a little bit of black suede paper, and then I matted it again, and here I'm going to lift it up so you can see, on the Mirri Adorable Scoreable. So I chose another sheet of the Adorable Scoreable just so I could use it for matting that photo, which is just gorgeous.
Very pretty.
So you do some of the same elements with the other photo. You've got, to the world, you may be one person, but to me, you are the world. Which is just perfect for that page. And then a couple of little banners.
Yeah, both at the bottom and then coming from the opposite side at the top, which I think is nice. Again, adding the border dazzles in the gold and in red this time, and adding some flowers and just a little bit of the crepe ribbon. So simple to do and very, very nice. Just
and there are so
pretty.
Many different colors. I want you to notice that you can match your photos. Like this little girl's wearing red. Okay, so I've got red Adorable Scoreable. But I also have green and purple and black and pink, you know, whatever you need for a beautiful scrapbook page.
Okay, well, I think that we've justified this
quite
nicely, and it's going to give you something very different and lovely. So
and
get them while we got them, because you know with Hunkydory it's a one-shot deal.